if the sun's out, you know it's gonna be a good day. Look what we got, finally. The valve spring compressor finally came. Let's get everything set out, put into top dead center, start taking all the parts off and whatever else, and take a look at what's going on underneath the valve cover. Let's get into this, and then hopefully, I'm hoping we can finish it all today.
You gotta be kidding me.
So sit back, relax. We'll start prepping this car ready to start taking apart. Thanks again to everyone that has subscribed already and keeping up with the content. So let's get into tearing down the motor and starting to install these big cams, valve springs, head studs, the whole shebang. So what we'll start doing first is removing like all these clips off of the valve cover, basically the hoses and stuff like that. The cover, coil packs out, and the timing cover off as well. So it's at top dead center right now. The markings on the cam gears are pointing to the markings on the valve cover, which is good. So they're like perfect. All I did, they were down here, is you turn the wheel all the way to the right, and just in there you can fit a 1/2 inch socket like that, and I just turned it over like that. Then once I got it to top dead center, I put it into gear so the car's not going to move. Now we can get to taking the valve cover off and getting the cam caps off, getting the cams out, and then starting the valve spring. So I'm going to see if I'm going to do it one by one or not, just so there's less chance of it coming off of timing.
Really?
And just like that, I've taken all the bolts around the outside of the valve cover off and taken off the coil packs, which are over there. It's now loose, so pretty much lifted by the, it might be a little bit stuck on there. I just wriggled the oil cap and it was fine. So we'll be able to lift up and out this way. Take it out. Oh! No way! Oh shit. Let's put this down somewhere. Oh my god. Dude. I just found a Kigley Racing oil feed on it already. What the hell? So, is it already built? Alright, it's definitely got normal head studs, so that's fine, we can change them. Valve springs, I'm not sure, but I've got new ones anyway. Cams, I don't know what they are. They look pretty much stock, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, that's crazy, that's sick. Anyway, now that we figured out that I got a Kigley Racing oil feed thing, whatever, for there, which is cool. I did some research just to see if these were stock cams. They are still normal head studs, stock valve springs, and stock cams, but just put that, maybe the owner just wanted that on there or something, I don't know. But what a score, because they're like 400 bucks and you don't really need it, but I've got it now, so sick. So what we're gonna do is cable tie like 3 or 4 times on each cam gear the timing belt onto the cams, and then be able to crack either one side loose and start doing a cam and valve springs and whatever else from that. Alright, so now what I want to do is install that long threaded tool.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Day 2 on the head build. Basically, yesterday I got stuffed over by the long tensioner tool that I installed. I'll show you guys now. And the tool snapped. This little piece was behind the tensioner. It was sitting just in that gap on the inside, which was impossible to get to. So I had to take timing cover off and everything. Yeah, that's what happened yesterday. And that's what I was doing. So anyway, since when you're building the head, you could potentially stuff up the timing anyway. So technically, if I did stuff up the timing, not saying I would have, but if I was, I'd be doing this anyway. So the show must go on. I'll keep building the head as I would. And when I'm finished building the head done, then I'll treat it as if I was doing the timing belt, as the timing belt was only done on this like 10,000 Ks ago, which is not that long ago at all. So yeah, I won't have to change that. I'll just have to re-tension it and put the timing back to where it needs to go, basically. Cam number 1 out. Alright, so I've just gone through, I've done 4 of the springs so far. It's a very long and tedious process. The process is you bolt this down to the head, and then for instance that's a spring that's done and that's a spring that's not. You thread this thing that has an opening on it all the way down, and then you get the keepers out, take the old spring and the old locator out, put the new locator, new spring, put the metal top piece back on, and put the spring down again, and then drop the keepers in and let out the valve spring compressor slowly and watch the keepers fall into the grooves. You do need a magnet 100% to drop the keepers in and out, and especially to get them out. You do have to obviously put compressed air into the valve, into the cylinder. So I've just been taking a spark plug out as I go. I haven't taken all of them out, just in case, for instance, a keeper or something shoots down there. Not a good idea. This is just one side of a compression tester that I had to fab up like a bit of hose to a Nitto fitting, basically. I'll do these last 4 springs because they're very tedious, and then I've already bled every single lifter. So you basically just put the lifter, a small Allen key or something like that inside the lifter, and then pump it pretty much over the top of a rag upside down, and instead of it being so compressed, you'll be able to move it. It'll still be tight, but it will just be like, you'll be able to move it with 2 fingers, other than when you first pull it out and you can't. I'm gonna get to doing these other valve springs now. It's just a long process. There's really not much to see. I explained it already. It is what it is. Just make sure you don't drop the keepers. And just like that, all the valve springs are finally done. It is a long process by yourself with that tool. Kelford Beehive springs and locators. All of the rockers I've put back on. So now we're just gonna lube all this up with the ultra slick assembly lube, and then chuck the new cams in, and then get those bolts in. So we've got the first intake cam in. I've just put that in hand tight for now, the cam gear bolt. We're just gonna put the cam caps in again, and I've still got them in the same order, so that's the intake. I'm just gonna take and put on. And I'm just gonna put them in hand tight for now as well until I get the torque specs. I just put on all the cam caps now. They're not torqued down yet. I'm gonna do them now. In Australia, or if you measure off of Newton meters, not foot pounds, it's 20 Newton meters is each of these. So work your way from like these two, these two, these two, these two, these two, these two, basically to make it even across the whole cam. I'll do that for both cam shafts. Sit the cover on it and let it overnight, and then I think I'll do the head studs and fix up this timing and stuff another day. But pretty much that's the head. Valve springs done. 272R, Kelford 272R cams installed. Obviously I'll never put the valve cover on until all the timing's done and we crank it over and make sure nothing's binding and stuff, but all seems to be good so far. We'll just keep cracking on with this, and you will see either this video, next video, I don't even know, but I'll just keep editing and bringing you some mad content. So either this will be the same video or this won't be, but I'm going to talk all these down.